commence primary ignition.
Chewie, get us out of here!
Fire the emergency booster engines!
We'll be safe enough once we make the jump to hyperspace.
At last, we will review more news on the podcast.
Don't strap yourselves in. I'm going to make a jump to light speed.
Welcome to Star Wars Launchpad, a new kind of podcast experience brought to you by Star Wars Escape Pod. We call this a flashcast. Using the power of AI, we bring you an immersive experience to explore Star Wars news. Full AI disclosure, some details may not be fully accurate. Either way, we hope you enjoy the experimental deep dive ahead with your AI hosts, Dak and Mia.
Welcome to Star Wars Launchpad, brought to you by Star Wars Escape Pod.
Our mission today is to give you a genuine deep dive into, well, a whole flood of recent news.
And it's spanning everything, isn't it? We've got brand new games, some really high-end functional gear, and even massive theatrical anniversaries.
It's the whole spectrum. So to help you make sense of it all, we're going to structure this around three key areas.
Okay.
First, we'll hit the interactive gaming world, specifically a brand new digital collectible card game.
Very interesting.
Then we'll pivot to high-fidelity merchandise. I'm talking about that stunning Endor-inspired Columbia collaboration.
Oh, I can't wait to get into that.
And finally, we'll look at the big viewing events coming up, which, links the newest stuff for the youngest fans to the very beginning of the whole saga.
It's that perfect blend. The saga is always pushing forward, but it never forgets where it came from.
Exactly. That idea of authenticity is the thread we're going to trace today.
Okay, so let's unpack this immediately, starting with the digital arena. A brand new digital collectible card game, a CCG.
Yep.
This is a really crowded field. I mean, it's super competitive. So who did Lucasfilm Games partner with? Who are the heavy hitters they brought in?
Well, this signals they're taking it very seriously. It's actually a three-way collaboration.
Three-way.
Yeah. You've got Lucasfilm Games, of course, for the IP.
Mm-hmm.
But the key players are 036 Studio and CCG Lab.
CCG Lab. Okay, that name alone suggests they're focusing on some serious mechanics and, community building.
Exactly. CCG Lab is key because they have that deep technical experience in this specific genre. They get the economy, the metagame,
right,
all the stuff you need for longevity.
Right. And 036 handles the creative side of things.
Presumably, yeah, the development and execution.
Yeah.
And the goal they've stated is a game where players battle across the galaxy. It's being developed for Android, iOS, and PC.
Cross-platform, which is, it's a must-have if you want to build a big competitive community from day one. But let's be critical for a second. The sources say the goal is a fresh new way for the genre.
Mm-hmm.
Given how saturated this market is, how hard is it going to be to deliver on that promise? Without just being a reskin of something that's already out there.
That is the core tension, isn't it? For any IP-driven card game. You have to weave in all that deep lore without just copying mechanics from other games.
Yeah.
They've confirmed an all-star roster, mentioning Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader.
The big names.
The big names. But the challenge isn't just making a 3D model of Vader. It's how do you translate his power, his whole story, into a balanced card? How do you make him feel powerful without just breaking the game?
It's all in the design. If a Luke Skywalker card is just some generic unit with high attack, they've failed.
Right.
But if it has a unique mechanic based on, his journey with the Force, then maybe they've got something special.
Precisely. And that's what the CEO of CCG Lab, Corey Jones, was talking about. He said their mission is to capture the thrill, the adventure, and the heart of Star Wars.
So it should feel familiar, but also surprising.
Instantly familiar, yet constantly surprising. That's the quote. And that takes real respect for the material, but also the courage to try something new.
So the takeaway here for you is that Lucasfilm isn't just dipping its toe in the water.
No, this is a serious play.
This collaboration suggests a long-term competitive ecosystem. You're going to have a new way to actually compete with these characters, not just watch them.
Which is a perfect segue, actually.
Yeah.
Because that same intense focus on authenticity, it's driving their physical merchandise, too.
Okay, moving from the digital to the highly tactile. This is where it gets really interesting for me. The Columbia Sportswear collaboration.
The Endor collection.
Yes.
And this partnership has been going for a while, since 2016.
Hey.
They always focus on these special edition, utility-first kind of jackets and outerwear.
And this new collection is inspired by the gear from the Rebel mission on Endor, from Return of the Jedi.
Right. And there's a neat little connection there. The landscape of the Forest Moon is actually pretty similar to the Pacific Northwest, where Columbia's headquarters is.
So there's a natural synergy there. But what really took this collection from being just, standard merch to something else, something more like a high-fidelity collectible?
It was a trip to the archives. The Columbia team went to Skywalker Ranch.
No way!
And they saw the original spray-painted camo costumes from the film.
The actual ones. That's incredible. That little detail is so critical. The rebels on Endor, they weren't wearing some sophisticated camo. They were just improvising with spray paint.
Exactly. And Columbia got so dedicated to replicating that on the ground authenticity that they actually used spray paint to create the replica camo print for the collection.
So they didn't just digitize a pattern.
No. They replicated the original texture of the process itself.
That is fascinating. That completely changes the value of it, doesn't it? It's not just a Han Solo-themed jacket anymore. It's a meticulously researched replica with Columbia's modern tech built in.
And that utility is woven into the whole line. It's a 20-piece collection, which is Columbia's first ever head-to-toe Star Wars collection.
So we're talking reimagined versions of Han's trench coat.
The Rebel Troop uniforms, Luke and Leia's camo ponchos, all of it. And they've got these little details like a Rebel-inspired Omni heat lining inside one of the vests.
So it's blending that cinematic look with real-world function. But the emotional heart of this launch, I think, goes beyond just the clothes. It's the involvement of Billie Lourd.
Yeah. Lourd, who played Lieutenant Connix and is, of course, Carrie Fisher's daughter, she modeled the collection in the Redwood Forests.
A perfect stand-in for Endor.
And the whole experience just became this incredibly powerful homage to her mother, to Princess Leia.
This isn't just a celebrity campaign, then. It's leveraging a direct family legacy.
It's so personal. Lourd said she felt her mother's presence there, that she was even wearing one of her mother's rings during the shoot.
Wow.
And she modeled with her own husband and kids, and they intentionally recreated some of those famous scenes from the movie.
So it's a conscious effort to bridge the generations. The original trilogy's emotional weight connected directly to a modern family, a modern fandom.
It's a masterclass, really. It honors the legacy and sells the product at the same time.
A very tricky line to walk. Did she have any favorite pieces from the collection?
She loved the Leia-inspired poncho, called it iconic. But the one that really got her was the Ewok fleece, the onesie.
The Ewok fleece.
She said she screamed like a 3-year-old when she saw it, and then screamed again when her own child put it on. Called it one of the coziest things imaginable.
Well, there you go. That's the ultimate goal, listener. Get that screen-accurate Ewok fleece.
And just a reminder, the Endor collection releases on December 11th, 2025.
Now, if we stick with that theme of bridging generations, we can shift from physical goods to the actual content. This is where you see Star Wars managing its past and its future at the same time.
Okay, let's start with the future then. Content for the younglings. We have the renewal of Star Wars, Young Jedi Adventures. That's right. Season 3 premieres December 8th, 2025. And it's a binge drop. All 7 episodes hit Disney Plus and Disney Junior at once.
And this series is set in the High Republic era, right? Which is strategically very important.
It's critical. It's establishing that whole timeline for the next wave of films and shows, but for the youngest possible audience.
So it's not just a cartoon. It's foundational. It's anchoring that golden age of the Jedi for kids, following Kai Brightstar, Lys Soleil, and Nubs.
All learning from Master Yoda. And this season, they're adding some new characters to build out the world.
Oh.
We get Rek Manu, who is a mischievous master droid smith, and Dottie, a local shop owner who fixes droids.
That's great for world building. Bringing in droid smiths and fixers, it grounds the story. It shows that it's not all just Jedi fighting Sith. There's an everyday life to this galaxy.
Exactly. And to go with them, we're also getting 3 new droid companions. Beepers, Dozer, and Gigi.
Fantastic. And there's a soundtrack, too.
Yep, a soundtrack EP with 3 tracks by the composer, Andy Bean, also drops on December 8th.
Okay, so that's the newest content, securing the future of the brand. Now let's leap across the entire timeline, from the High Republic all the way back to the foundation of the whole thing.
This is the big one.
The historic theatrical re-release.
Star Wars will officially celebrate its 50th anniversary on February 19th, 2027.
50 years.
Yeah.
That's just a profound cultural marker.
And to honor it, they're doing a limited theatrical run of a newly restored version of the original 1977 film.
The film that started it all, Star Wars, later, A New Hope. Now, what does newly restored mean here? Because that's a loaded term for fans.
It is. so sources just confirm a newly restored version. But the implication, and I think the hope for a lot of fans, is that they've gone back to the highest quality original materials to present the 1977 version with modern clarity.
So without the later digital editions from the special editions.
That would be the dream for preservationists and nostalgic fans, yes.
To give a new generation the chance to see it as it was first presented on a huge screen with that audience energy, that's a cinematic pilgrimage.
It absolutely is. So many of us have only ever seen it on a small screen. To experience the classic in a theater looking better than ever, it's a once-in-a-generation event.
So, boiling it all down, what does all this mean? We've covered a huge strategic move in gaming with the CCG. We've looked at how Columbia is elevating merchandise through this incredible commitment to authenticity.
Its breaking camo is just, yeah.
And the Billy Lord tribute. And then we jump to how Star Wars is securing its timeline from the younglings all the way back to the 50-year legacy of the first film.
The main takeaway is really clear, I think. The Star Wars galaxy is always looking to the future, but it knows its most valuable asset is its history.
Authenticity and legacy.
It's driving every single decision, from replicating a costume flaw on a jacket, to using a family connection to bridge generations, to making sure the original film is preserved and re-experienced properly.
Right.
Which I guess leaves an important question for you to think about. Given how much importance they're placing on these tiny screen-accurate details, the specific camo print, the Rebel insignia on a lining, what other small, overlooked props or costume bits from the original trilogy might they use next? To connect nostalgic fans to new products. Think beyond the obvious stuff, beyond lightsabers. What about some background accessory, or a tool, or some obscure helmet we only saw for 2 seconds?
That's a great point to mull over while you start planning your Endor-inspired CCG deck. That's it for this deep dive. Stay tuned to Star Wars Launchpad for more news and analysis from across the galaxy.
I'm glad you're here to tell us these things.
This AI experimental show we call a Flashcast has been brought to you by the podcast Star Wars Escape Pod. With AI being harnessed in all things across the galaxy, this is just a fun way we've used it to bring some Star Wars joy, news, and headlines to you ad-free as always. Consider subscribing to this show for more. Follow our main podcast with humanoids only over at Star Wars Escape Pod. We're currently found on YouTube, X, and Blue Sky using the handle at SW Escape Podcast. Check the description for relevant links and the sources for your news this week. Consider dropping a kind review for the show, reviewing any important facts for yourself, and sharing this with a friend. We hope you enjoyed the episode. This is Star Wars Launchpad, signing off. May the Force be with you.